When I graduated law school, I went to a small minority firm. That firm was located on Cleveland Avenue, and we served the community. We did all types of law. Like Mr. Farmer has just mentioned, we did domestic cases. We argued bond hearings for clients in the community. I did work on murder cases and criminal cases as a defense attorney during that time. For the last 16 years, 4 months, and 4 days, I have worked at the Fulton County District Attorney's office. I worked in every capacity at that office, from writing cases to 2 years in sex crimes. I then tried murder. I became part of the special task force that tried cold cases, which was usually murders with sexual assault. I have tried more complex and high litigation cases than most 10 lawyers combined. Well, Mama had a boyfriend. They were about 21 years old. Mother was about 40-something years old. So Mom's boyfriend would frequent the house as a man would do for his girlfriend. But he had continued to ask the family, hey, are they gay? Are they gay? Are they gay? And she had told them, that's not your concern. It's my son, and I love him, and it's not your concern. But it was something that constantly was bothering this man. This morning when he comes home, he sees those two men laying down asleep. And I imagine they were in a really hard slumber because they had slept the entire, they had worked the entire night. What he decided to do was let a pot about this big, the one you put your greens and your spaghetti in, he had put it on the fire, let the water come to a boil. You know how long that would take? Take that pot and pour it on those young men until their skin turned black and scalded off of them. It was a horrible case. They were both put in comas for months. Just a horrible tragedy. And we tried that case, and that man was convicted. And he was given 20 years to run consecutive for each thing, 40 years. And the community did not like that. They said that was too harsh. There were people that did murders that didn't get 40 years. And how did I feel as an advocate doing this? And what I say is the sentencing in that case was for the judge, but I can sleep at night because I did my job. I did it to the best of my ability, and I served those citizens. And quite frankly, in that case, like every case, I didn't just serve those victims in that crime, but all the victims that feel like they're attacked because they're homosexual, or because they're black, or because they're poor. We need to realize that there were thousands of children hurt. I hear people that they are very concerned about that case. They think that it put a smudge on the Black middle class and Black educated people. And I've been very disappointed at some African-American professionals, because what I always hear and what I have heard repeatedly is that those children weren't going to be anything anyway. Those children didn't matter. And I take much offense to that. African-American children that grow up in poverty, they absolutely matter. And they absolutely can be something. And it doesn't matter where you come from, you can still finish very well. But most of them are gonna be football players. They're not gonna be NBA players. Most of them are going to find themselves in a better situation based on the education that they received. And so the importance of that case always needs to look at the children. One thing that was offered, and one thing that I would continue to do, is pretrial was offered for hundreds of teachers, and they admitted to the things that they did. And I would never have prosecuted the teachers, but the higher ups that really punished a lot of single mothers, which I am, the higher ups that had them saying, if Johnny can't read, Johnny better read on test day, taking millions and millions of dollars from these children who could have benefited from this federal money. I just want to make sure that society remembers at its base that children were hurt, and that when you are a prosecutor, you are to protect the most vulnerable, and children, the elderly, and the poor, they will always be the most vulnerable. I believe he said there was 2,876 people in the jails. If cases were processed in the Fulton County, through the Fulton County system correctly, you would not have that many people in jail. Let me tell you why. One, if you were really processing them and putting the resources, and the resources, of course, being qualified attorneys and qualified investigators to do case intake, what would you find? The first thing you would find is many of the cases that he charges should not be charged. That, of course, would alleviate people from the jail. The second thing that you would find is those people that we could put into programs. One, the pre-indictment diversion program I plan to start, and into some of the mental health and drug courts that I plan to utilize would also not find themselves in jail. And so what it exposed is that the Fulton County Jail is so overrun that they have people sleeping in canoes. And now we see that it is overcrowded.
Willis joined Atlanta's police chief in accusing Howard of moving quickly to charge 6 Atlanta police officers with excessive force, because she says he thought it would help him politically.
You indict police real quickly when it's good for you, but when it's not good for you, you wait for the news to die down. How about you just do what's right when it's right?
To law enforcement, when there is a bad apple among them, that they will be dealt with swiftly and justly.